Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We have the Galaxy S21 FE, which was finally released in 2022. So for some people this is delayed. I do think Samsung maybe should have skipped this version and just released the S22 FE later on in the year. I mean, there's good phones around this sort of price point that probably better than this. Maybe the Pixel 6. You can also get the Galaxy S21 pre-owned in probably decent condition. So yeah, I got mixed feelings about this one, but you can get it for $699. I bought this from Currys. It's got 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigabytes of internal storage. I chose the olive green color as well. No charger in the box either. Put that to one side. As always, or not as always now, because there's no charger or cable by the looks of it. See what's in here. Oh yeah, there is some cables there. To get a Type C to Type C cable there, and a manual in there as well, and your SIM tray. Okay, SIM tray tool, sorry. There we go. Okay, let's have a look. So we have a plastic back. Look at that, it looks quite nice. Let's have a, it looks like there's some sort of film on there, but there isn't. Okay, yes, that's a smooth plastic back. You can see there, let's peel this off. Okay, there we go. That is what the olive colour looks like. We have an aluminium frame. Power, volume rocker up and down. At the bottom, USB Type C. We have a SIM tray. There's no micro SD card slot either, unfortunately. Loudspeaker there. This side of the rail is clear. At the top, we have a microphone and antenna there as well. So basic, pretty standard really. There are 3 cameras as well in the back there. And the camera setup, the main camera is a 12 megapixel. We also have an 8 megapixel telephoto and a 12 megapixel ultra wide as well. So obviously same design as the Galaxy S21, S21 Ultra, although the camera housing is actually built into the back there. It doesn't curve round and mold into the frame either. So that is that. I'm going to turn this on. We have a closer look at that display. We do have an AMOLED display on this smartphone as well. It's only 1080p. It is AMOLED 120 Hz HDR10 plus support as well. Let's see what the display looks like. Let's take a closer look at where the frame ends, or the sort of the display ends, and the side of the frames. Is there any sort of, no, it's like a flat display. There's no curved edges, which is nice. Very thin bezels, not much of a forehead or much of a chin really, so that's good. And it does feel really light as well. I mean, it's a nice phone, nice looking, feels nice. I can't really fault them in that department. Do have a fingerprint sensor. It is built in, so in screen there at the bottom. If you compare it to the Pixel 6, where the Pixel 6 is, yeah, Pixel 6 is a little bit higher, but the Samsung fingerprint sensor is much better experience than my Pixel 6 Pro, I must say. I quite like it lower actually. I think there's less room for error, as you've got like the bottom frame to sort of level up with, as when it's up there, although it does unlock. And obviously I'm used to the Pixel now, but I like that. I do like that, it works well. A closer look at the design in the back with the Samsung logo sort of hidden. It's quite sort of dirty and muddy on this olive colour anyway, but you can just make that there at the end. Yeah, I chose the olive colour because I thought Not many people might opt for this, so just to show you what this one looks like. But like I said, it feels nice. It's a nice design, and this is powered by the Snapdragon 888, which, yes, was the flagship chip of 2021. But obviously now we're on to the 8 Gen 1 now, which obviously the new Samsung devices are going to have come February, March time. Yeah, so this is last year's chip. And this has the 4.1 UI software. Go to About Phones, software information, One UI 4.0 on Android 12 as well. Okay, we've got the swipe gestures there, which I've enabled. And your typical sort of Samsung experience software. Looks nice, snappy, 120Hz display as well. I am in a moment going to be jumping into the camera setup. And motion smoothness high, that's what they're calling it on Samsung, motion smoothness. It's already set to high by default straight out of the box, 120Hz. Let's check these cameras out. Okay, so early testing on the S21 FE. Camera system setup is very, very capable. We also have the option of 3x optical zoom, which doesn't seem to do a bad job, but this picture just looks slightly washed out, not as black as I'd like. There is an ultra wide camera on there, 12 megapixel ultra wide, which does a good job along with the standard 12 megapixel sensor as well. Portrait mode on the rear performed very well on this camera picture. And then switch it around to the front, very good quality selfie and portrait selfie as well, slightly washed out with the portrait selfie. And then switch to video. So this is 4K 60 on the S21 FE. Now we're in my studio, so we do have a lot of artificial lighting in here, there and there as well. There's stabilization in here as well, which, tell you what, tell you what, guys, it's looking really nice. Some nice smooth footage. 4K 60. Very, very usable footage as well. Yeah, I like the look of that. Really nice. Really, really nice. I chose 4K 60 on the rear, so I'm going to do 4K 60 on the front. Unfortunately, there's no stabilization. So if I'm running or I'm over exaggerating, them sort of moves really. There's no stabilization. But the image quality looks very nice. It's looking very good. Let's turn this light off. Can't really fault that, that's good. Just quickly switch to 4K 30, thinking there'll be stabilization there, but there isn't. So this is 4K 30. Yeah. Now this is 1080p 60 and there is stabilization. So there's no stabilization in 4K on the front. I don't really like that. It's got to be 4K 60 stabilized front and rear. It's 2022, you know? Don't really need to talk over this, do I really? Looks absolutely sensational. Displays are their strong point with Samsung's. This is 4K content, but it's playing back at 1080p, the resolution of the actual smartphone, 120Hz refresh rate. This is HDR60 content as well. So 60 frames HDR content. Looks absolutely stunning. Try a little bit of music. It is stereo speakers. We have one firing out there at the earpiece and then one firing down there at the bottom. Let's just play that. What's that? From water, brown noise. Right, that's a bit weird. Full volume. Yeah, so very good sound quality in the speakers. Samsung are pretty good for that anyway. One firing at the front and at the bottom. The bottom one did seem more powerful than the top, but there is some sort of stereo effect there when you're playing music. Okay, so this was a quick and sort of detailed look at the S21 FE. Would you buy one? Let us know in the comments down below. What do you think? I think the camera setup is really good. The fingerprint sensors really snappy and accurate as well, which is very good to see. Obviously a bit of a cheapy sort of back with the plastic and stuff, but it does look nice. Aluminium frame is nice as well. It's a decent phone, but I do think releasing it in 2022 with the phones that are about to come out this year is a horrible mistake from Samsung. But hey ho, that is it. If you have any questions, pop them down below. Do please consider subscribing, and I'll see you and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.